This next question is for Sandy Roads, followed by Garrett Roads. What do you feel are the strengths of the East Penn School District? And how will you help to maintain and maximize those strengths should you be elected?
Thank you for that question. I truly believe that the East Penn School District is possibly the best school district you can have in the state of Pennsylvania. With the way taxes are funded, with the demographics that we have here, we may have one of the best school districts that you could possibly have in existence here. We do what we do compared to those school districts in the area at about a medium rate, the amount of money that we spend. Yet we're turning out constantly the best students across the board in all areas, curricular, co-curricular activities. And the problem I have is if you start changing the game, then possibly East Penn will no longer be the type of school district we expect. To continue to keep it this way, I would consider going in the same direction as we're doing, keep looking to make ourselves better, and to help our children walk into the future and be all that they can be.
Thank you. Garrett Roads.
Now, having grown up in the East Penn School District and being a product of said same, one of the things that I've noticed being here all of my adult life is that I think the reason we have such an excellent reputation is twofold. Number one, just as my Mr. Rhodes also said, we have a long history of having excellent teachers, faculty, and staff. I mean, I love the teachers and the staff in my children's school. Even when they were in West Coastville, I liked them too. I had great teachers and staff when I was in the East Penn School District, and that helps because of the demographic that we have here in the district, makes it an attractive place to want to come and teach. When we get an opening for a teacher spot in this district, we get hundreds of applicants for it. And I think that speaks to the more important reason why our school district consistently outperforms most others, and that is because of our parental involvement in community and after-school activities. We have strong youth programs. We have strong after-school educational programs. And that is a result of all of us in the community participating in our children's education. And that's how we can keep up the quality. Thank you.
Thank you. We appear to be tracking well on time with the questions I see remaining, so we're going to keep going with this format for, looks to me, at least another half an hour. Okay, cycling through the names again, and again at random. First question for Ken Blocker. First Ken Blocker, followed by Scott Aquila. And the question, do you feel it is acceptable for 5-year-old elementary students to have to walk 1.5 miles each way to attend school?
I actually grew up in California, and there's a lot better weather, and California doesn't have busing, and I walk to school. That being said, I think we have to consider the impact on parents, the cost, and the impact on kids. I know this is a tough decision, and so I would be soliciting opinions from the parents involved in this decision. I've talked to some board members about this, and they've given a number of reasons why it's not a good idea, and I would consider the data and make a decision. I think it's I do have actually neighbors that walk to Willow even though when the weather's nice. So I would consider, I know we have to consider anything that saves money. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. McClellan.
Well, in my day, I could walk a mile, 3 feet of snow, uphill both ways. And that was Jersey, so there you go. So safety was an issue. I think when dealing with something like this, obviously the way it was done 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 25 years ago. It's not the same now. The households are different. The whole schedule, the daily operation is different. I would first be concerned with, first and foremost, child safety. And in discussing this issue, again, not a decision that one board member makes, but a decision that the whole board would have to consider. Taking in information, listening to the citizens that are invested in this issue and concern, and listening to those that may not have the concern, to basically pull all the information together so that you have a clear picture. You do due diligence, you discuss it, and you make a decision with regard to it. Again, you take into consideration cost, as Kenneth said, but safety comes first. Thank you.
Thank you. This question first for Lynn Donchez, then John Balin. How will your background and experiences aid you in the current financial challenges that face our district?
I am a librarian, the chief librarian at Rodale, and I believe that my research abilities would work out excellently for researching all of the issues that would need to be researched, being familiar with databases, being familiar with analyzing, my competitive intelligence background, giving the monitoring, looking to the past, monitoring the present to anticipate the future will be very, very helpful in the school board.
Thank you. Mr. Balin.
I feel my experience, I was elected to Brandywine Heights School Board, my past experience as a former school director of a smaller school district in Berks County. And I served on the high school renovations and the budget and finance committee. So I'm very familiar on how a school board works. I've attended a lot of meetings, and I know what it takes to be a good school board member. And I'd be honored to serve if you elect me.
Thank you. This next question first for Julie Stoltz, then Jennifer Gilbert. In your view, under what circumstances would a school tax increase be justified?
When the school tax increase is only justified when our only other options are increasing class sizes or cutting vital programs like sports or music or science class, or pick your department. Those cuts should not be made because strong programs, all of those are very strong programs in this country. And we shouldn't cut them, but we should look instead, as my colleague, Mr. Rhodes with an A said earlier, we should look for smaller things that we can cut or little smaller cuts that we can make. I don't want to see the sports budget eliminated because even if it was, it wouldn't be a significant enough portion of the budget to make the impact that we're certainly facing this year. I don't want to see music cut. I don't want to see arts drama. We've got a great drama department, and I've enjoyed that since I was in high school 5-6 years ago. So only if those programs are threatened and there is no other option. Thank you.
Thank you.
Obviously, no cut is ideal, and before you make any cut, I would hope that we would look for an alternative way to meet that goal before making a cut. But when it does happen, obviously your educational goals need to be met, safety and health, those are no-brainers, you have to have those. Obviously anything by the law, I'm not going to go to jail for any of you, sorry. So you need to look at all things. I can't say specifically each item would need to, has all of its little nuances, and there's nothing that's just kind of, oh, we'll cut this. You need to look at every situation. All of these are very complex issues, and 1 minute to try to cover it. There's going to be lots of little details that you're going to need to look at, and hopefully we have board members who are willing to take the time to really get into every little detail and find all the little nuances that need to be considered. considered for each decision.
Thank you. Sandy Rhodes, followed by Charles Ballard.